This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to INC Radio Central Europe. My name is Brother Henry Inocencio, and thank you for joining us today. And happy 111th anniversary to all the members of the Church of Christ. Glad you could be here with us today. And you may notice something a little different. This is not usually what you are used to seeing. We are all gathered here on the same place, on the same table, for the first time in a very long time. So this is a special occasion for us. It is the anniversary of the church, and we wanted to make it a special episode that we could all be on the same place, coming to you live from Kaiserslautern, Germany. We are here with two of our fellow panelists. I'll let them introduce themselves. So let's go first to our first of our familiar faces.
Hi, this is Jana Rubik. Thank you for joining us once again, and I'm happy to be here to celebrate the anniversary of the church, but also to be with all of our panelists here.
And our next panelist.
Hi everyone, I'm Chanel Mananili from the local of Frankfurt, and I'm so excited to be here all the way in Kaiserslautern to celebrate the 111th anniversary of the Church of Christ, and also to be with our fellow Kaiserslautern friends. This is so fun.
It's weird because when we are all on different panels in the INC radio, there's that awkward pause. You have to wait for the video to switch. But now we get to make eye contact and look to each other, and we don't have to have that dramatic wait for someone else to come in and unmute themselves. But we're all here, so we can actually just have a conversation. We can be a lot more relax. We can, celebrate. We can have that gratitude or conversation of gratitude because this is the 111th year. There's a lot to be grateful for. And for many of us, today was a very special day. We all had our special gatherings and we all had great fellowship with one another. And now this is a nice way to kind of wind down and reflect even more of the blessings we received over the past year. So before we continue, a quick time check. It is now 8:05 p.m. Central European Standard Time. In the Philippines, it is 2:05 a.m. So good morning, good early morning to our viewers there in the Philippines. And so I think before we continue, our topic today will be a heart of gratitude, reflecting on faith, guidance, and blessings. But before we get to that, let's kind of break the ice, because I will say this is a little awkward because you guys are here right next to me. So let's break the ice a little bit with a quick icebreaker game. So Kuya Tech, if you can please show us what we have. Our question of tonight. So let's see what we have. What's something that recently, let me adjust that really quick. Something small that recently made you smile. I'll say it again. What's something small that recently made you smile? So small, it could be tangibly small or something that may seem like a small action or a deed, but it still made you smile anyway. So let's start with Chanel. What's something small that maybe someone may not have noticed? Maybe you don't really notice it too much, but it still made you smile anyway.
Oh yes, actually it just happened like maybe 20 minutes ago. So when I came over here, I brought banana muffins or banana cupcakes, and Jana and Rachel tried them and they said they liked it. So to me, it was like it really made me happy inside because I'm starting to bake now. So it's really good encouragement. So thank you.
Yes, it was really good. You guys should try it.
So, I mean, sometimes people need to get that reassurance that the effort that they put into a dessert. And my wife asks me all the time, did you try it? Did you try it? Did you try it? Like, no, I'm still eating rice. Wait for a little bit. Did you try it? And then I finally try it, and then she smiles. So it does take husbands, we have to do that. We have to like just eat it so that because your wife wants to see what your reaction is. It's a very important thing. So Jonah, what's something small that made you smile?
Yeah, something small that made me smile. It was this morning when I came downstairs and there was a bloom on my peace lily. I was so happy because I was trying to water it for weeks and it wasn't blooming until just one little flower bloomed this morning.
Wow.
I'm very happy. It
I,
made me smile.
I don't
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know what to say about flowers, but
Say she has a green thumb.
oh, you have a green thumb.
Thank you.
So I'm see for me, I'm just happy to see flowers. I wouldn't have, but we don't have too many flowers in the house. So for me, it's really just when I wake up every morning and I see my kids. It's something that it's a daily routine, and every time I see them run to us, and they, I'm hungry, whatever they ask. It can be something that's just out of the blue, or even it's Daddy, what's for breakfast, and then I get to fulfill my role. So every morning. It may seem so small, but it's something that I'm very grateful for because it's it's your children. You want to be able to provide, and when they ask you for something that you can provide to them, I feel like I do my role as a father. So hope that answers that question. So okay, touchy, right? Let's go. Reset. So did we break the ice? One more small thing that makes us smile. What's something else that over the past year, rather than today? Think of something small that you may not be so big in other people's eyes, but you still remember it from 2-3 months ago, maybe last year even. What's something that kind of just sticks out to the top of your mind, Chanel?
I would say I did. This is my first birthday I spent away from home.
Wow.
And my husband planned a lot of wonderful things that I really like going to the bookstore and stuff. But I think that what surprised me the most is he remembered that I really like flowers, even though he thinks it's not practical. But he surprised me with flowers the following day, so I wasn't expecting it. So that was really nice.
Wow, props to husband there because I'm very identical to that. My wife is sitting behind the screen right now, and I know I don't buy her as much flowers as I want to, or as she wants to, but I still once in a while will surprise her. So good job, Mark. Keep that up. What about you, Jonah?
So the past 2 months, my father and mother-in-law came to visit from California. And oh my gosh, I am so grateful that they were here. One thing that my mother-in-law told me, I think it was once a week when the past 6 weeks that they were here, she would tell me, Jonna, do you want to go out alone by yourself? I could watch the kids for you. Take some time for yourself. And oh gosh, I took advantage of that. But when I was when I went out, I was like, what am I gonna do? I had to figure out what to do. The problems of motherhood, like you have a chance to be by yourself and do whatever you want to do, and you just don't know what to do. But I went to the cafe and got my my pastries and my cappuccino.
Yeah, I am about to pick up my mom tomorrow. So just to have your parents over to have that short time
Yes.
time for yourself, time for not even for yourself. Maybe you go on a date with your spouse, which I have yet to do. I'm saying that out loud because my spouse is right there. But yes, so these are some of the things that we're going to be talking about today, because we know it's the anniversary of the church, and our topic is dealing with gratefulness and being thankful. But before we get into the topic, we've had a lot of comments come in. So Kenjin Libanao liking this new format. This is a new format for us too. So I'm glad that you like this, sister. Who else we got? There's a lot to be grateful for, especially because I'm a member of the Church of Christ. Hashtag Berlin. Josh Rubik, nice to see everybody in Kaiserslautern. And what else do we have? I think I saw a little greeting from Brother Khan's Ancheta. One thing that makes him smile is my beautiful wife. So Sister Rachel.
Very sweet.
This is for all the husbands out there. Now is a good time to put something in the chat of what you're thankful for. It's just no better way to get some points. on a very happy, special day. So we'll go through more comments as we continue in our topic conversation. We have a lot of time. Like I said, we are in person, so it's easier for us to talk amongst each other. So as I said, the topic is gratitude. When you say thank you to someone, you don't have a grouchy face. You're not in a negative.
Good point.
You're not in a. You don't have a frown. Thank you. It's always with a smile. It's always with compassion. It's always sincere. And so, when I open the door for someone and they say thank you, I like that. They're appreciative that I put the effort to open the door. But then there are a lot of other things that, as members of the Church of Christ, that we experience on a day-to-day basis that, and what we've learned in the past few worship services, there really is just so much to be grateful for. So start with you, Chanel, and Jonah, feel free to jump in at any time. What does gratitude mean to you?
Gratitude to me, especially as I'm observing my surroundings, my life more now, gratitude means a gift to me, because every time if gratitude is expressed, whether by me or from someone else, I just feel nothing but joy. And those kind of things is just the light in our lives.
So, Jonah, I know you probably feel the exact same way, but how do you practice being gracious in every opportunity that you get every day?
How do I practice being gracious? So what I do is give back the gratitude, or just giving back to the person did good to me, and I think that's what I do to practice.
And it always comes from the heart, right? Whenever
exactly.
You're giving back.
So yeah, giving back, and it also just gives me fulfillment. Also, make me feel fulfilled.
Yeah, I think when we realize what we have sometimes, even if you're not in the greatest situation, the fact that you have a situation that you're presented with, it's a challenge that we have an opportunity to tackle, to overcome. And if you're a competitive person like me, you want to win. So, there's no challenge that you'll get stressed, you'll feel pressured, but I mean, we made it this far. I just turned 40, I'm turning 41 soon. And so if I've made it this far to another country, as all of us are, as you know, none of us are from here. We're all from
Plot twist.
plot twist. We're all from the other side of the world, and we're all here now. So there are challenges that we had to go through just to get here. And so totally grateful from the moment we arrived. Now, fast forward 3 years later, part of my gratefulness of being here is helping out those around me in any way that I can, because there were those who helped us when we first got here too. And so anyone who is transitioning in here, like my ading,
I'm gonna cry. I'm like reflecting, because it's funny that Henry mentions it, because again, like my husband and I were big recipients of it, and Henry knows that I get very homesick, because I'm so far from Hawaii. We're so far from home. But he's always, him and Rachel as well, they've been so open, so welcoming, and they're always inviting us over to their place and trying, like, oh, let's eat some Hawaiian food. I know that you've been missing it, and we're truly so grateful for. So right now, Kuya, thank you so much. My husband and I appreciate it. I want to cry, but I'll try not to. But we'll save that for later in the show. We have a lot to talk about.
You are very welcome. And so, I mean, that's just my way of just paying it forward, because there are others who helped us. For me, moving here was one of the most difficult times for me and my family. It was a really big adjustment, but the help that we got, I'll do a shout out really quick to the Santos family, who is all originally from Hawaii as well. They helped us to transition here. Shout out to the Bartholomew family, who also helped us a lot in our transition here. And so that, and for all those who are coming, I like to try to make that transition a lot easier. And quick comment read from Riza. Sorry if I say your name wrong, Jamoner. I am grateful for the brothers and sisters who have become like family to me here in Germany. Hashtag Berlin, hashtag Meissen. So definitely, as we mentioned, we're far from our family. So the next best thing you can do is, try to make a family around you with those who welcome you in. And so that's what we're grateful for here when we arrived here. So, and there are other moments that we experience uh, throughout this past year. Like we said, it was a difficult time for us to get here. Now, Jonah, you came from uh, Okinawa.
We move a lot because of my husband's career in the military. We move a lot and we meet so many people wherever we go. But personally, Germany has been our first family. Um, we have we we made family with the brethren in our respective locales that we were in for the first time. Shout out to Bonn, shout out to Heidelberg, Kaiserslautern. Everyone has always been welcoming, and Germany has always been in our hearts ever since. So wherever we moved to, Germany was always in the back of our head and our minds. Yeah, because they made us their family. So,
Yeah, so this is Jonah's second time being here.
yeah.
And so it's so much easier the second time around, right?
So much easier. Longtime friends turn families, and it's never going to change. So we're very grateful for that.
Yeah, so first time, second time, for some people, their third time, or for all those who have lived here. I mean, it's a great feeling that for us being the first timers here, we sense that familyness of those around us. And now being a part of that family being brought in, for me and my family, we're very, very grateful for that. And there are others who in our local congregation who are also not from here as well. And we've become closer and closer with them. We're always eating together, always sharing recipes. So it's great to have that family away from home. And so, and I mentioned the local congregation because our faith makes a big difference in these difficult times. So in the having that fellowship wherever you go, where you can say hi brother, hi sister, it makes the transitions in life easier, especially the type of life that we live. So let's kind of expand on that, Chanel, for a little bit, in the sense of this is, I don't know, second, third, or fourth move. So kind of let's touch upon the fact that you've been from South Korea to middle of the states, and now you're here, or originally from Hawaii. So 4 different locations.
Right.
Now, how has your faith helped you in each place that you've been at?
I think one of the best advice that I've received from my friends and also in the worship service, which I'm glad that they constantly remind me because I need those reminders, is again, like our topic today, practicing gratitude, slowing down, taking a look at your surroundings and seeing how good you have it in life, no matter how big or small. And with every move that I made, like I do admit I would get homesick. I mean, Hawaii is Hawaii. But being away from family, being away from something that is familiar, that will always be difficult. Especially when you're in different places where the culture is not familiar, the language is not familiar, and you can be easy for you to be negative, right? And you start looking at the bad things like, oh no, this is not going right. I can't do this. I can't do that. But practicing gratitude, having those worship services where I can meditate, and in our prayers, when you thank God, you have to think about what are you thankful for, and just having that time to reflect and think about, hey, I still have a roof over my head. I have food. I have people that I can talk to. I found a locale that is close to me, and I can meet new people. Like all of these things are comforting and very exciting. So just practicing gratitude wherever I went really helped me stay grounded for all of my travels.
Everything that you said is just hits home for me as well because you don't have family is is non-existent until you meet people, especially brethren from church, who take you in, and you feel at home. So
Yeah, so I have coworkers who, when they transition here, because I work at a place where, a lot of Americans, we come from states and they try to integrate here, but they just can't. For the language barrier, the cultural traditions and whatnot. Um, but everywhere you go, for us members of the Church of Christ, hello brother, hello sister. You get visited once in a while by someone who really sincerely cares for you and prays for you, and so that makes a big difference, to not have to worry about family, because you'll find family when you get there. They'll take you in. They'll help you because they know that transition's hard. So to me, that's one of the great blessings that I've experienced here. Would I add to that?
If I add to that, I'm gonna cry thinking about all the things you've done to help me.
I think she's referring to the Maui chips that we bought. So it's a particular type of chips that come from the island of Maui, and the Kona coffee because me and my family, we just came back from Hawaii. We had a short visit, and we brought back a lot of goodies, and so we shared some of the goodies with our fellow Hawaii friends. And
thank you for the Kona coffee.
Yes. You really
missed
didn't
it
have
so
to
much.
do that, but the act of kindness is already more than enough.
So I mean, when you miss home, you bring home back with you. So that's what we tried to do. We tried to just make it a little bit more like, hey, it's a little souvenir that you probably haven't had for, I don't know, 1, 2, 3 years. But so these are some of the things that I like to share, paying it forward, because I don't know, I'll be honest, our time here in Germany is running out too, so we may have to return.
Remind me.
So we don't know how much time we have left. We'll see. We're kind of going with the flow, see what happens, but we'll stay here as long as we can. But we are thankful, me and my family, we are thankful for our time here. We've been here for 3 years, our family. It's been so fast. I still remember the stress that we went through when we arrived here. This is our first time moving outside of Hawaii, outside of our country. And
Big jump.
it was a big jump. And you understand that. you understand it with the 3 or 4 jumps that you've had. So for me, that's one of the things I've been most thankful for, is the opportunity to come here. And I feel like I've grown a lot. I feel like I've my kids, their education is great. My wife and her life at work, or her job, we have great jobs, if I can say that. My kids, they're happy to go to school, and their school gives them no homework. So,
Wow.
and that means mommy and daddy doesn't have to help them in their homework. So and they're doing really well. So that's what I'm thankful for over the past 3 years. So Chanel, what are you most thankful for? Whether it be from just moving here, or over the past year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Over the past year, I am so thankful for the brethren here. For more than just brethren, they're my family here. And not just in my local Frankfurt, but even in Frankfurt City, Wiesbaden, now Kaiserslautern. Like, I was already anxious, nervous, scared, being in a new country, and so intimidated by the language. It's difficult to even try, but although I had there was a lot of language barriers between me and my husband's family, and even the brethren within the locales. Their effort in speaking to me, welcoming me, was so effortless, and I already knew. You could easily tell that they did it with love, and because of that, I felt so happy. Like, I was already part of the family, so I'm grateful for them for that.
Yeah, that's one of the things that, when you first arrive, that anxiety of the transition, the people looking at you in a certain way.
Mhm.
I mean, you get that when you go to a new school, you get that when you go to a new job, but when you go to the worship service, and even afterwards, you get that hospitality, that all that anxiety goes away. And so I think that's what Chanel was saying, is that she didn't have to worry about that. They were so very welcoming. upon arrival. And same for us in Heidelberg. What about you, Jonah? What is something that over the past year that you're most thankful for your journey in coming here?
Well, yeah, I'm very thankful for, like what everyone says, our family within the Church of Christ. Moving is part of my life, a part of my family's life. And whenever we move, initially our first move was Germany, and I was scared, I was worried. But after moving so many times, I now have the confidence to know that there will always be brethren in the church that will help you, that will take care of you. Grateful that whenever you do need help, that there's always going to be at least one person at church who will drive all the way to see you and make sure that you're okay. And I've had that experience many times, wherever I was with my family. Germany, when I gave birth with my second, my husband was deployed. There was, I could say, 2 families that came to visit me and to see how I was doing after I gave birth. That was difficult. That was a difficult time for me, because I didn't have my husband with me. He was deployed for 6 months, and I had my 2-year-old toddler, and then a newborn. So that's what I'm thankful for, just the brethren in the Church of Christ. Wherever we go, there's always going to be staff with us.
So I think we can agree that all those who are in chat, this is a lot of gratefulness and thankfulness to you, because you're the ones who
Yes.
made it hospitable for us in our transition here. We are 3 foreigners who maybe, one is here permanently, we are so thankful for the fact that, despite how far that we are from home, that we feel at home here. And if we were to come back here for a second, third, fourth time, and I already told my wife, I hope we come back here again in the future, or maybe we don't leave. Who knows? But we're just thankful for the brethren who are here, who have helped us out so much in making our journey, wherever it may take us, that this is one place that we will always remember. And so, we wanted to make this conversation very natural. So none of what we're saying is rehearsed or anything. It's just all led to the sincere answer that we're just thankful for the brethren who are here. So thank you to everyone in chat. So let's make this a little bit interactive. So those in our chat, why don't you answer the question, what are you most thankful for? And we'll read your comment. What are you most thankful for as we celebrate the 111th anniversary of the church? What is it that you are most thankful, most grateful for? Because it is important to be grateful. It is important to always be thankful, even if life doesn't go as planned. I never imagined moving here to Germany. That was never part of the plan. It is something and an opportunity that came up. So let's start with you, Jonah, instead. Why do you think it's always important to stay grateful, even if life doesn't go according to plan?
It's important to stay grateful because even when life doesn't go as planned, is because, let's see, because everything that we experience, all those experiences that we have will lead us to helping other people. So just like what you said earlier, Henry, about paying it forward or giving back to people who gave to you. I think to stay grateful. I think that's what we need to do.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Chanel? Why should we be grateful when our plans don't transpire the way we would hope them to transpire?
I think you're asking the right person, because I tend to plan so much that it tends to not go in the way, but it works out even better. And I think it's important to stay grateful because as members of the Church of Christ, we learn pretty fast that our life is a gift from God. And I've also learned quickly that whenever my plans get rerouted or it doesn't work out, remember that the life that's given to us by God is also God trying to take care of us. And whenever it doesn't work out, it just means that God thinks that there's a better option for me, a better place for me to be. And as upset as I can be, as sad as I can be, just knowing that God loves me so much to take care of me and put me in a situation that is safe, I'm so grateful. I am so happy because every second that I'm on this earth that I'm still living, I dedicate it to God because He takes care of me no matter what. Even though, oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry. Even though I am not the best, I don't make the right choices all the time. I make mistakes too, but God is always there. He always shows up for us, and I think that's something all of us have learned in in our Thanksgiving today, right? So, thank you. I'm grateful to you, Rachel, for the tissue.
That is so true. Being great. Well, okay. Can I add something?
Yes.
So actually, this morning, we were planning to leave. We were a little bit late leaving. We planned to leave early, but for church, we were just a little bit late. Leaving the house that we planned to the time that we planned to leave, and there was an accident on the road on our way to worship or on our way to Thanksgiving. So, those could also just be God being a little late leaving the house was God's way of saying like, no, not yet. There's going to be an accident on the road. I want to protect you guys. So, I mean, we were there super early. We arrived super early and yeah, something like that, like something we planned to leave at a certain time and it was just God's way of saying, no, not yet.
So
I agree with you 100%. Yeah, I have goosebumps right now.
Things,
So
those things just, you look back and you're like, oh my gosh, if we left a little earlier, we probably would have gotten caught up in it.
yeah, and if we weren't practicing gratitude, we wouldn't have recognized that God is with us all along, right?
and so sometimes I think as we conclude our conversation, I think we're running out of time. So I'll mention two things to that is sometimes we can be so focused on our own plans and we forget that God's plan is always better than our own plan. And so when we pray for the things that we want, things that we say that where we think that we need, we can always do that. But what we get in return is sometimes what we really need and what the thing that we probably never thought about asking, but we did want that answer anyway. And the second thing, I think, Jonah, you touched upon this, is that sometimes we forget the value that we can bring to others just for our presence. Like another example I remember at work is if you have a coworker sometimes that you kind of rely on because they help you out a lot, because they change the culture and the vibe of the atmosphere, you're happy that they're there. And then when you go to work and you realize that they're not there, your day kind of changes because that was your crutch. That was the one who set the tone for everyone. And sometimes we forget that we ourselves can be that to somebody else. So even if we end up in a place that maybe you didn't plan for, you're there because you're probably helping someone else that you never intended to help to begin with. And in that way, as you help that person, you're also helping yourself. So everyone is a winner in that type of situation because that is not your plan, but another plan transpiring for someone else to be taken care of. And then therefore you are also caring for yourself because you are being selfless for someone else to help them to find their way. And in helping someone else, you also find your way. If that makes sense. Does that make sense?
I mean, there's a reason why we're called lights of the world.
Yeah. I want to end with that. That's a good way to end. So, but let's read some comments that came in first. From Riza Jamaner, during my transition here in Germany, the first 3 months were really hard. I was considering going home or just finishing my contract and not returning. But now I'm in my 8th month. Hashtag Berlin, hashtag MySit. So you just push through it and you start to enjoy it, and now you don't know when you're gonna leave. From a familiar name, wherever you go to another locale, whenever you go to another locale, almost anywhere on earth you have some type of connection or know somebody. It is very nice to make those connections as INC members, both hashtag Kaiserslautern, hashtag Heidelberg. It's a small world, and we just found out we're not directly related, but we're related to someone who is related to someone, and we're all connected some way somehow. We found that out over dinner. And from one of our favorite names, Mario Calvello, the most that I'm so thankful is I still have the right to serve our God, and I still have the duty that He entrusted to me. Hashtag Berlin, hashtag Meissen.
Well said.
Well said. No better way to end the conversation than with a comment of that quality. So on that note, we'll continue our conversation about being grateful, about thankfulness. But first, let us take our first station break. Stay tuned with us.
This is INC Radio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ, or Iglesia ni Cristo.
From the local congregation of Madrid, from the local congregation of Barcelona,
from the local congregation of Marbella,
from the local congregation of Las Palmas,
from the local congregation of Madrid Sur,
from the local congregation of Madrid Norte,
from the local congregation of Ringirola,
from the local congregation of Bilbao,
from the local congregation of Mallorca,
from local congregation of Ibiza,
from the Valencia Group Worship Service,
from Tenerife Group Worship Service,
from the Group Worship Service of Arguinegui,
from the GWS of Lisbon,
from the ministers and ministerial workers in the ecclesiastical district of Spain, we would like to greet all the brethren around the world.
Happy 111th anniversary! Happy 111th anniversary!
Happy 111th anniversary!
Happy 111th anniversary!
Happy 111th anniversary! Happy 111th anniversary!
Happy 111th anniversary!
Happy 111th anniversary!
Mula po sa aming pinakamamahal na tagapamahalang pangkalahatan, ang kapatid na Eduardo B. Manalo, at sa amin pong pangalawang tagapamahalang pangkalahatan, ang kapatid na Angelo Eranio B. Manalo, at sa lahat ng mga kapatid sa Iglesia ni Cristo sa buong mundo. Kami po na mga ministro, kasama po ang aming may bahay, at ang lahat ng mga may tungkulin at mga kapatid dito sa Distrito Eklesyastiko ng Hong Kong ay bumabati po sa inyo ng Happy 111th Anniversary po!
Happy 111th anniversary po!
And welcome back to INC Radio Central Europe, and we are still here in Kaiserslautern, Germany. And I hope you are all liking this format that we have. We're all in person. It's much more lighter, easier conversation. But what if we learn enough German to converse? I don't think we'll get there. We'll try. But Chanel, why don't you introduce our next segment?
Yes, so we have an exciting, not new, but classic segment from Miss Malou. and it's called German ist fun oder Deutsch macht Spaß.
German is fun. Deutsch macht Spaß.
Hello everyone, welcome to German is fun. Hallo zusammen, willkommen zu Deutsch macht Spaß. My name is Malou Francisco to bring you a fun session of basic German. All you have to do is listen, repeat after me, and have fun. So let's begin.
German is fun. Deutsch macht Spaß. Just before we get into our lesson for today, we greet everyone. Happy 111th anniversary to the Church of Christ. Herzlichen Glückwunsch zum 111. Jubiläum der Kirche Christi. And now, let's have our German words and expressions for today. Word number 1, Dankbarkeit, the German word for gratitude. 3 syllables in the word Dankbarkeit. Listen and repeat after me and have fun. Dankbarkeit. 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 That is gratitude. Example sentence, we show our gratitude. To show, zeigen. Wir zeigen unsere Dankbarkeit. We show our gratitude. Wir zeigen unsere Dankbarkeit. Word number 2, dankbar. It's an adjective meaning grateful or thankful. 2 syllables, dankbar. I am grateful, ich bin dankbar. I am grateful, ich bin dankbar. Our next word, it's a very common word which we already learned in the past. Thank you in German, or thanks, danke. Danke. And the reply to that is bitte. Bitte. That is, thank you, you're welcome. Danke. Bitte. German is fun. Deutsch macht Spaß. Let's continue with our German words and expressions of gratitude on today's German is Fun. Remember the German word for grateful? The word is dankbar. There are so many things in our life that we are thankful for. How about you? What are you thankful for? Wofür bist du dankbar? Wofür sind Sie dankbar? If you would ask me, here are some of my many answers. First of all, I am grateful for God's love. Ich bin dankbar. Ich bin dankbar für Gottes Liebe. God's love, Gottes Liebe. I am grateful for God's love. Ich bin dankbar für Gottes Liebe. I am grateful to be a member of the Church of Christ. Ich bin dankbar, Mitglied der Kirche Christi zu sein. Church of Christ in German is Kirche Christi. Kirche Christi. I am thankful for my health. Ich bin dankbar für meine Gesundheit. Ich bin dankbar für meine Gesundheit. I am grateful for my family. Ich bin dankbar für meine Familie. Ich bin dankbar für meine Familie. German is fun. Deutsch macht Spaß. And now it's time to review. Choose the correct answer. Number 1. Gratitude in German is A. Danken, B. Dankbarkeit. If you chose B, it's correct. Dankbarkeit, gratitude. Number 2. Grateful or thankful in German is A. Danke, B. Dankbar. Did you say B. Dankbar? You're correct. Grateful in German is Dankbar. Number 3. Church of Christ in German is Kirche Christi. True or false? Did you say true? Correct. German is fun. Deutsch macht Spaß.
This has been today's German is Fun. Deutsch macht Spaß. Thank you for joining me. Danke, dass ihr dabei wart. Till next time, bis zum nächsten Mal. Here is Malou Francisco. Tschüss!
German is fun. Deutsch macht Spaß.
And thank you to Miss Malou for another episode of German is Fun. And let's do a little quick test. I can't pass this test, so I'm going to test Chanel on this. If you're able to.
Okay.
In your best A1 or A2 German knowledge level, what are you thankful for?
I'm nervous now. Ich bin dankbar für Gottes Liebe.
I don't know what you said, but
I said I'm grateful for God's love.
oh wow, very good. That was, see, it sounded so natural. It sounded so German. I just I didn't even try.
The word of the day is Dankbarkeit. Thank you, Miss Malou.
So that was great German. So we're gonna start to close our conversation with the question why, because we're talking about being thankful, gratitude. So why, Jonah? Why should we always be thankful in every moment? When you wake up in the morning, before you go to bed at night, why should we always be thankful?
We should always be thankful because God has given us our life and our strength. He gave us a purpose in this world, and it's to be lights of this world. So whatever problems that we have, whatever bad situation that we might be in, we just have to always be thankful because we always have to fulfill his our responsibilities and our role as members of the Church of Christ and his children in the church.
Very well said. I will not add to that. that was couldn't have been said any better. Chanel, would you like to add any other whys to why we should be thankful every moment we have?
Actually, I think Jana said it perfectly. I wouldn't know how much more to add other than, well, again, our life is a gift from God, and all the good things, no matter how big or small, come from God. So our life should just be thankful. Plus, we're also happier that way. Yep. Yes.
Exactly. I mean, like I said in the beginning of the broadcast, it's hard to say thank you with a frown or an angry face or sad. You're always saying thank you to someone, or especially when we're praying, there's no more sincere thank you than when you're thanking our Almighty God. So that gratitude when we wake up in the morning, when before we go to sleep, and every time we have a meal, or every time we go through a difficult situation, every time we succeed. So whether it be in good or bad times, it's still a moment to be thankful for, because even though we can't see what's going to happen after the challenge, you've already surmounted so many other challenges to make it to this point. So why would we have any doubt that we're not gonna overcome what we're experiencing now. So there'll be more challenges as we approach the 112th anniversary of the church, but we did make it through 111 years already. So why would we have anything to fear? Why is there any concern? We're going to continue. We're going to keep moving on because we are members of the Church of Christ and we have our Almighty God that we can always pray to. And so, shall we conclude with that? I think that's a good way to. Do you want to add to that?
Yeah, no, that was a good way to conclude. But it also made me think of how, especially as newbies here in this country, we're so welcomed by our new family here, no matter where we go in different parts of the world. And I just can't help but think how grateful we all are to our families here, but also to the church administration for all of their hard work in connecting us with the brethren all around the world. Because if the church hasn't grown this far, we wouldn't have made so many friends and families in opposite ends of the world. Like, who would have thought, right? And because of their hard work, because of the guidance of our Almighty God, we wouldn't have such a big family everywhere we go.
Very well said.
Right?
Very well said. A statement that brings us in unity. And INC Radio Central Europe, we are always united every Sunday, 8 o'clock. And this is my segue. This is my segue into finding out who are the top 3 clusters every time we gather. Last week, we want to see who were the top 3 clusters who were with us in our last broadcast. So Kuya Tech, please show us the top 3 clusters from last week.
Third place, Hamburg Cluster. Second place, Heidelberg Cluster. First place, Berlin Cluster.
I'm thankful that Heidelberg Cluster is second place again. I'm even more thankful that Berlin is first place because we can always rely on you to be here for every episode of INC Radio Central Europe. So we're so thankful, brothers and sisters who are always joining us in our broadcasts every 8 o'clock every Sunday. If you know brethren who would really enjoy, actually they would all really enjoy. So please invite them to join us in our next broadcast and we'll see what kind of format we have for you in our next broadcast. But now we've come to the conclusion of our show and we usually end with shout out time. So in that note, let's start with Chanel. Who would you like to shout out?
Shout out to my family. I say it from the heart, my ohana in Frankfurt and Frankfurt City, as well as my husband, Brother Mark Raymond. Thank you.
All right. And Jonah, who would you like to shout out?
Shout out to my second born, Nathaniel Rubik. He celebrated his birthday this past July 16th, 9th birthday. Happy birthday, Nathaniel. I love you.
All right. And so, shout out to Chanel for celebrating her birthday as well. Happy
She's
birthday.
17. Oh, wow. Back to back. Nice.
So in chat, if you don't mind saying happy birthday to Chanel, who celebrated her birthday this week, that would be, and put hashtag Frankfurt, so that Frankfurt will be in the.
So that is my birthday wish.
so that they will be in the top 3 clusters for next week. But as we come to a close, thank you all for joining once again. Thank you to our panelists for coming all this way to join us in this special episode of INC Radio Central Europe on the 111th anniversary of the church. Thank you to all of our viewers and listeners for watching. Thank you to our district CFO advisor, Brother Scott Augustine, our assistant district minister, Brother Jake Edick, and thank you to our district minister, Brother Joel B. Catalan. Thank you to our INC Media Productions Chief, Brother Montreval Boy, our INC Radio Station Manager, Brother Wally Taray, our CFO Coordinator, Brother Ralph Francis Esquera, and thank you to our Deputy Executive Minister, Brother Angelo Irania Manalo, and most importantly, thank you to the church administration and our beloved Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo. Thank you all for watching INC Radio Central Europe, and happy 111th anniversary. See you next time.